And then he said, "Are you sure this is on your property?" And I said, "Yes. Your trampoline is on our property. It's way the fuck over there." Then he left.
Yes.
And he texted me a couple hours later, said he was super sorry, and asked me to coach for his soccer team.
What we realized was if we're going to be neighbors and preserve a relationship, we need to have adult communication. We could tell that there was tension. We were uncomfortable and had resentment. Clearly they were uncomfortable and had resentment. So we invited them over specifically to have a conversation about
What's going on?
uncomfortable things. Let's clear the air. So we decided to invite them over to have a clear the air conversation. Let's sit down around a table, have a drink. We'll tell you what's going on for us and what we think is happening and what stories we're telling ourselves. And then you share with us what's going on for you, how you feel about it. What stories are you telling yourselves? So we invited them over to sit on our pretty back porch. We had a big container full of cold beers so that, you know, make them comfortable, make them welcome. They came over to our place, sat down, very stiff, very guarded, not very friendly. Offered them a drink. They declined the drinks. No thanks.
I've already had my one drink today.
Brock started off by saying, "Hey, we just want you to know that we invited you over today because we really do want this to work. And I feel like things have been challenging between us. I want to acknowledge that I have been building resentment inside of myself. And that's why at the soccer game, when you told Ryder that he could do whatever he wanted and I don't get to tell him what he gets to do, that's why I snapped at you."
It was mostly about telling them where the property line was and them ignoring me
over and over.
Consistently.
And then that he will make it his goal to say things out loud in the moment, so he's not building up resentment, not building up anger. Apologized. "I'm really sorry for the way that I spoke to you. I'm really sorry. Like, that is not who I intend to be or how I want to function." And then said, "Well, that's what that's where I'm at.
How do you feel?
How do you feel? What's going on for you guys?" And they were like, "We're fine." It was just like, "No, we're good. We're good. We're fine." You know, we pushed. We were like, "You don't have any things that are bothering you, any stuff that you're holding on to, any things that we've done that have annoyed you." Like, we just kind of poured out this very vulnerable, wide open thing. And the response was, "Nope, we're good. Thanks for the talk." And they just got up and left. And so at that moment, we were like, oh, they're not willing to meet us here. They're not willing to have a conversation with us for whatever reason. And so this conversation happened. Then we got the email about the property line and that they were so devastated and they were going to fix it immediately. And that also felt very disingenuous because
they've already agreed to fix it all.
Right. And why are you so devastated when we have been telling you all along? And Brock met that email with an email that said, "Guys, we're friends. This isn't an emergency. You can take your time. Just keep using the well. We'll move the things later. Like, nothing has to be done right now. It's not urgent," right? So we talked about the possibility of an easement, the possibility of a property trade, the possibility, all of those things we were discussing amongst us. I was coming to understand why land with a well on it was more valuable than land without a well on it. And Brock told me an example that immediately made it make sense. Because very much I was like, who fucking cares? Why does it matter? Again, me not being very self-preserving or valuing our land or our peace enough to stand up for ourselves. Brock said, think about it this way. If somebody came onto your property and used a shovel and dug into the ground and found gold, they do not then get to say, "I found gold here. This is my property now. This gold is mine. Hey, you just need to give me this property because there's gold here and it's mine." And water is that valuable.
Especially in this area.
Yeah. So it's a great well. It's a good well with lots of gallons per minute that they dug on our property, which technically still makes it ours, right? So we're waiting to hear back from our realtor. We're talking to each other about what our options are, what we're willing to do, what we're not willing to do. And all of a sudden one day, Brock looks out and sees the well company digging a new well on their actual property. So without saying anything to us or any intermediary conversation, they just decided to abandon that well on our property and dig themselves a new well.
All while I'm coaching their soccer team with them. So I see the dude 3 times a week.
Yes.
Tuesday,
Plenty
Thursday,
of
and
opportunity
Saturday. So
for
it's not like we're not
conversation.
having conversations here.
Brock quickly fires off an email. Hey, looks like you guys just decided to dig a new well. I think that's a totally reasonable choice. In the future, just let us know so that we know what's going on. I will cancel my meeting with our realtor. And he immediately gets back an email from neighbor lady that's like, communication goes both ways. It's been 20 days since we heard from you. Very abrupt, rude-ish. And so we're kind of feeling like, wow, this sucks. This feels adversarial. It does not feel friendly. We have attempted to stay friendly and are responding very much to their lack of communication, lack of willingness to engage, and abrupt, rude nature. So anyway, they dug a new well. They have water on their property. They have a well on our property that there's no communication happening about